There's something happening throughout the African continent. And I believe now is the time for the real revolutionaries to come forth and take the destiny of Africa and their people in their own hands. You know, there's been a lot of propaganda about Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria is being unalive in mass because of the incompetence of the so-called, elected officials. It seems like Nigeria is just a looting zone for these millionaires and billionaires and politicians. But lately there have been a lot of talk about so-called G-side in Nigeria. It's not against one ethnic group. It's not against one religion or people of certain religious faith. It's against Nigerians. Because the majority of people who have been unalive by these terrorists are actually Muslims or people who practice the Islamic faith. So why this noise about mass unaliving of Christians, which should be acknowledged? Christians in the region that they have been attacked have been disproportionately targeted. The data is there, you can go look it up. But there's something in particular happened. There, Jinim has launched his first attack in Nigeria, and this has been plastered throughout the Western media, throughout the internet. And you see, after that attack happened, you heard about this thing about Christian being decided in Nigeria. And there's evidence that these terrorists are being supported by these same countries that are claiming G-side in Nigeria. So what is happening? I believe, this is my belief in the geostrategic era, the terrorists have been defeated in the Sahel militarily. They're done. They're finished. They're being defeated. I believe the plan was to destabilize the whole of the Western African region with these terrorists. They're being defeated in the Sahel. So their backers need a base for them to be. I remember General Chiani during his interview more than once had given specific information of France, according to General Chiani, that France is training Boko Haram terrorists in the Lake Chad Basin, and that this attack on Nigeria took place in the Lake Chad Basin. Not only that, General Chiani mentioned that the Tinubu regime have given the green light or given France territory to train terrorists and also carry out destabilization of Niger and the Sahel Confederation, the Sahel states. Benin have been mentioned a few times, not just by General Chiani, but by the president of Burkina Faso, Captain Traore, that territory in Benin is being used to supply, train terrorists. So I believe Nigeria was weakened by terrorism before, but I believe that the next hotbed will be Nigeria. You will see a lot more attacks in Nigeria because I believe imperialism, neocolonialism is losing its grip throughout Africa, throughout the world. And I believe they think that the only way for them to continue their domination is through, of course, military, but through proxies. They cannot put their troops on the ground to invade and occupy. That will just unify the people and you will be resisted. So why not use proxies? For them, they will love the situation like what happened in Syria or maybe in Sudan, where you have ethnic conflicts, religious conflict, people fighting back and forth. When you come in and just get access to these resources. But also, another thing they want to do is destabilize a country so much or a region that they can bring their troops in to say they're fighting terrorism and keep them there indefinitely. Terrorism will never leave if these people come in. So, what would be the solution for something like this? It's time that patriots and Pan Africanists step forward, whether it's in the militaries in these countries. I'm not saying what I'm calling for, but you know, it's rumored that the Nigerian government or the Nigerian military foiled a coup that was being planned against the Tinubu regime. And I would say, if you're an African who trying to overthrow these puppets, don't think it will be easy. But if you're going to do something like that, do it the right way. Do something like that. If you're going to do something like that, do it the right way. Don't, you know, you know, you should be intelligent enough to know how to do something like that. But that's neither here or there. So, ladies and gentlemen, terrorism is a proxy of imperialism. We just have to look no further than Syria, the Middle East. We don't have to look no further than Mali, Niger, Sudan, Congo. These people like to back so-called rebels or terrorist groups to carry out their destabilization attempt to take control of natural resources. In Eastern DRC, they have unfettered access to these resources. And funny enough, these rebels on the ground who are fighting are not getting anything, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, I know there are real Africans in Nigeria that understand the game that is being played, and I hope the situation in Nigeria will be solved by the Nigerian people and solved the way it should be solved. Because there's only one way we can solve this thing is to be against imperialism. So, ladies and gentlemen, people of Nigeria, our brothers and sisters, we hope this issue get resolved easy. No puppet leader, no puppet politicians, no puppet politician will solve this issue, will solve this problem. So you know that you know who you are. I'm sure the people of Nigeria will support you wherever you are. Whoever you are, the people of Nigeria will support you as soon as they see you step forward. So step forward, do what you need to do. Don't be a puppet of imperialism.